Good to be with you again. Exodus 14:14 says, "The Lord will fight for you while you keep silent." Boy, I like both parts of that the Lord's going to fight for me and that He requests that I keep silent while He does. These are the words the Lord spoke through His servant Moses as the people of God were literally backed up against the Red Sea, and Pharaoh and his vast armies were bearing down on them. Literally, he is backed up against the water, and God, speaking to him, has requested he and the people to be silent. He has requested their silence. I wonder how many times God has requested our silence and we're just not listening. Too often, when I am cornered, whether by my own doing or not, silence is the furthest thing from my mind. The Lord is always on our side, and He is constantly fighting for us, even when we doubt it, and sometimes when we are not even in His will. We should just be quiet before Him far more often. Our lack of silence may be one of the contributing factors to His silence. How does God get a word in edgewise sometimes? We want to hear God, but not necessarily what He has to say. Following these words, God questions Moses about why aren't the people going forward. God often wants us to trust Him as we move forward by faith. Fewer words, more action. God does some of His best work in me while I am being silent. So His word tells us this is when God parts the sea. So His word tells us that this is when, the moment when God parts the sea. And after encouraging His people again to trust Him and why they should. Isn't that amazing that this happens at this point? He asks them to be quiet and then He parts the Red Sea. We need to let God fight for us. We need to let God do the miraculous for us. We need to let God do what God knows that we need Him to do, and we need to let Him do it while we're quiet, while we're silent. His compassionate patience really convicts me. Let me pray this just simply. Dear God, thank You for fighting for me, for us. Just shut me up. Shut us up, Lord, please. I'm trusting in You in this moment, Lord. So have a word from God for us today. He's fighting for us.